Well, what's up, Lakeway family? It is Thursday, just before 5 o'clock. I just got done filming last night's, you're watching this on Friday, last night's message on the spiritual disciplines. Now, you may be saying like, whoa, right before 5? I thought you did it on Tuesdays. Yeah, we did. We usually do them on Tuesdays. We usually record the messages and all of worship on Tuesday. That way it can be uploaded by Thursday to premiere on YouTube. But something happened this week. They lost an audio file. I don't understand how any of that works, but I got a call from Zach about it an hour ago and said, hey, can you get up here? Sorry, need to re-record. I did that. And honestly, it didn't bother me. I think before this pandemic, I would have been upset with something like that. But I don't know about you, but this has just made me really easygoing because I know that everyone's just trying as hard as they can. A couple weeks ago, we got a meal from a local restaurant and we got it back home and it was just completely wrong. And usually that would have really upset me. But I was like, everyone's just doing the best they can. So I hope you're like that as well. I hope that you are giving people grace, that no one knows what we're doing. We're just trying the best we can. And thank you as a church for giving us grace. We know we've been late a couple of times. We so appreciate. I was expecting angry emails. I didn't receive one. So God bless you. Thank you for that. I want to give you a little behind the message for this video. So maybe you've written a sermon before. My guess is that most of you haven't. Everyone kind of has their different rhythms or different ways of doing it. For me, I have a document. And I usually start that about 5-6 days before a message is preached. And it's a brain dump. I find the scriptures and I go through and I write a bunch of stuff. And then the next day I go to my commentaries, I go to other preachers and I type all that up. And then I end up with usually probably 10 to 15 pages of just brain dump on there. And then I have to shape that and form that into a 20, 30, 40-ish minute message. And one of the things I didn't get into last night's message was this really interesting concept that's in the literature about how there are both intentional spiritual disciplines and unintentional spiritual disciplines. So the intentional disciplines are the ones that we're really going to be talking about, like prayer and scripture and Sabbath, things that you intentionally do to grow in your faith. And then there's unintentional disciplines. And these are things that grow your faith because they happen to you. So if you've ever lost a loved one and you grew during that time, or you're experiencing a global pandemic and you've found yourself growing in the faith, it was nothing that you did, but unintentionally you grew in your faith. I think that's a really interesting concept and puts it all into perspective that we can use no matter what the world brings us to grow in our faith. But because it's unintentional, that choice is up to us. That we can either let it crush our faith or we can let it strengthen our faith. Another thing I didn't have time for in the message tonight, is my shirt? Another thing I didn't have time for in the message last night was to talk about what Paul says in Romans 12, one of my favorite passages in Scripture. He says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. We're all being discipled by something. And I think many of us are discipled by the world. We look at TV, we look at screens, we read books, and we think that that's how we're supposed to become. But what Paul says is that we need to be transformed by the renewing of our mind, that we need to go against the stream. And the disciplines are the ways that we swim against the stream. Because the stream of culture and of materialism and of busyness is going to push you down. It's going to just let you go. And if you go on autopilot, you're going to wake up and you're going to be in a pool that you didn't want to be in. Do rivers lead to pools? But the disciplines allow you to swim against that current, to live differently, to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Last thing I didn't get to talk too much about was this idea that Donald Whitney gives, who I mentioned, and you can find his book about spiritual disciplines. It's a great book. I'm reading it right now. He says that discipline without direction is drudgery. I think drudgery is just a cool word, but it shows that if we're just disciplining ourselves and we just kind of feel bad about not being godly enough, so we're trying to be godly, he says that's just going to hurt. Instead, we've got to have a direction. Our direction is always godliness, is Christ-likeness, and we've got to be sold out to know that that's really what we want in life. And if we do, then discipline will feel pretty natural. It won't feel like disciplining a child or discipline like you got in trouble as a child, because I know you did, but instead it's going to feel something enriching and enlivening, and it's going to lift up your spirits because you're going in the right direction. Hey, well, I hope you will join us back here tomorrow, Friday. Days are so weird. It's like Saturfrituesday. But I hope you'll join us back tomorrow on Lakeway Daily. It's going to be another Lumpy Life vlog. Every night before we do one of these vlogs, Alex and I kind of sit down and plan out the day, which has been really great for us because we're doing a lot of stupid and fun and silly stuff. But we hope you will check back for that. Hope you keep checking back on these videos. Thanks so much for watching. Y'all stay safe. God bless.